Wow. Ilya, a pleasure to meet you and to
Nice
be
to meet
here in
you.
your restaurant
Nice to meet you too.
and witness you do a little bit of cooking for us. So
Yes.
tell me about your experience as a chef. How did you get started?
I get started many years ago because the cooking process is something that the girls like. You know,
That always works, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yes, always. I had two options.
Mhm.
One is to buy a pool
Right.
in my house
Uh-huh.
to teach them pool.
Right.
The other is to start cooking. Okay, I start cooking.
Ah, good idea. Yeah, I like that. So you started cooking, and where did that lead you? I mean,
First of all, I went to Italy, to Napoli, and I started because I had a relationship there with a girl from Napoli, and I started, do something, do a little this, do a little that, and something like that. But I had the DNA of my generations. I am from Crete Island.
okay,
Crete.
great.
And we have centuries traditional in meat and in slow cooking and things like that. And that's I started to cook myself my recipes and my ideas.
And then when did you start cooking professionally? I mean, how did you get in? How did you go from cooking your own things to starting to work in, I assume, restaurants and
First of all, I started to write in magazines. Yes, I started to write in magazines for food culture, for ingredients, for all the habits and history of food and. I love this history. I don't think that only just a plate has so much. It's so important if we don't know what is behind. If we don't know the producers and if we don't know the culture, the history of the place that we eat. That's why I start to cook and write first. And then I little bit slow, I make a menu, I do this, I do that. And I start to cook at the restaurants. Then I go to a culinary school 20 years ago and start to cook as a cook. But I was good and first I made a chef and the people say that I'm good. I'm tasty.
You're tasting.
The habit of my life is to hear music and read books.
Oh, okay.
Okay. When you read, your mind is open and you may see things that others cannot see. That's why.
Right. Okay. And then what was one or two of the things that you found out when you were discovering and writing about food? What was something that really hit you, that really made you, an interesting story or something?
Look, the last 50 years, the whole process of food and cooking and things like that has a simplicity because the people work more and they can produce the food in the houses and the families and the things like that. They see on television the TV show and they think that this is the right way. I saw in a TV show in Greece to make risotto with water juice. And I have to say that this is not the good way. The other is a good way. The old is a good way, and the old is the modern now.
Right.
Everybody look back to if they want to cook something good today. The simplicity in cooking. If you don't have the time to cook, if you don't want to make the mise en place, the preparation, in the right way, the food is poor.
Right.
The taste is poor, and the whole system collapses. I'm a guy that cooks from the other side. I like the food that has preparation, that has to worry about, to try to find something new, to smell pepper and ingredient, the whole process of the whole investigation before we go into the plate.
So you've got now the restaurant, you're essentially known for cooking meat. What's your fascination with meat? I mean, where have you, and I know that you also brought in the Argentinian Grill. You were one of the first to bring that into Greece.
Yes.
So talk to me about that journey, the whole,
For all my life, until the 90s, in Greece, when we say steak, is a steak from a low-fat old cow that is very well done, cooked in messy grill. And you try to cut it and it's chewy, and it's you have, this is the steak in Greece for many years. The beef steak, the pork is other situation. With pork we are better because the pork is in our traditional. We make the gyros, we make a lot of things from the ancient years with the pork. Was the family animal in the house. The beef is something new. Okay, we don't have the grounds for raising beefs here in Greece, and that's why we have poor animals with low fat, and it's not good for steaks. Okay, it's good just for ground meat, for minced meat, for stews, for many hours cooking in the casserole meats. And we start to have contact with all these great meats like Black Angus, the breeds, with Black Angus, with Wagyu, with later with Kobe and things like that. That was things nobody knows that here in Greece. And I was lucky to be one of the first that started to play with this. It's a very expensive, game. But the people learn fast, and now in Greece we have a very good level of customers that they know what to ask in a steakhouse, and we talk about beef. Okay.
So so unlike Italy where beef is everywhere, here it's much more rare. It's not as well known. The primary meats in Greece are what? Lamb, pork, and goat, correct?
Yes, much more the pork than the chicken. And the lamb is in our tradition, but it's not so. They don't like it, many people, because they think it smells bad.
It's got a gamey kind of
something like that. I love lamb.
I love lamb. I can't ever get enough lamb.
Yes,
I mean all the parts. The only part of the lamb that I ever see are the chops. I don't see any other kind of lamb being cooked.
We cook the whole lamb. In charcoals, in spit, in a spit, It's a little bit ugly or this situation, but it's kind of. Yes. In Crete, we have a 3,000 years tradition with the lamb, and we cut it in 4 pieces. in a half in the two. We
Right.
have 4 pieces, and we put it opposite the fire, opposite the flame.
Oh yeah, kind of like in Argentina.
Yeah,
where
yes,
they do
like
the
in Argentina.
Okay, right.
And we call it Anticristo.
Anticristo.
And it's the tastier lamb that you can ever taste, because it's a slow process, and the smoke and
Oh my God.
it's amazing.
It sounds
It's amazing.
like heaven right there.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
That's why I'm fat. You can't eat just
No, you can't just have a taste.
to have a taste.
No.
Yes.
That's just not fair. It's not right. When you have good meat and it's cooked well and it's properly seasoned, because I don't know how many places I've been to where they just don't know how to season their food. I mean, when I was working in the kitchen, that was one of the first things that I learned. And I worked in a restaurant where we cooked meat. That was what we were known
of
for.
course.
We cooked game, all kind of caribou, antelope, elk, deer, buffalo, everything. And that was the one thing that you have to season your meat properly, or else we don't put salt and pepper on the table. None of that. It's here. It is done. And and that's one of the things that is so nice to see when you're in a place and they know how to actually serve it to you, and you don't have to. You just eat it, and that's it. You don't have to eat any. You don't have to do anything else.
Yes, you have to know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an insider at the meat, because I work at the industry of meat in Greece. Yes, I work with a very big industry, and I make burgers. I make things like that. The second parts, we do things with the second parts that's very interesting.
So like
what? We make sausages, we make hams, we make smoky parts. It's amazing how many things you can do with respect at the animal, of course.
Right.
We don't do things uncultured. We don't do things because we wanted to make cheap products. I can't work like that. At the industry, at the restaurants, I work the same way, with a premium mind to do things better.
Right. I mean, that's the only way to do it. And when you've got, and it all starts, when you've got great ingredients, when you're careful about what you're choosing to begin with, then it makes everything else down the line so much simpler.
Yes, of course.
Yes,
of course.
You don't have to.
Sometimes cooks may destroy something.
Exactly. Yeah, that was one of the first things that my chef told me is, don't. You got great ingredients. Don't fuck them up.
That's right. That's right. Here in Greece, they say that I make the best burger in Greece, because I started many years ago to experiment with the fats and to put 2 or 3 cuts together in a minced meat in a patty, and that's something new for Greece, because in Greece they believe that 20 years ago that a good burger is just beef meat. I don't care from what place of the beef.
Right.
It's just minced meat. But I saw that if you use particular cuts in and weight, and you have the weight, and you are very specific every time, you have a product that it makes the difference.
Right.
And we made the difference 10, 15 years ago, and everybody asked where I do burgers to eat and feel this this taste.
And what you're talking about, when you're talking about different cuts of the same animal, right?
Yes, of course.
So you're not blending, pork and lamb and
No,
beef.
I don't like to blend pork with beef, or I make it only at gyros for the industry.
Right.
I make gyros with beef and pork, and I call it mixed grill. It's nice.
Yeah.
But when you put together from the past years in Greece, we put a lot of pork minced in a patty because we want to lower the cost.
Sure, yeah.
And that's a trick. I don't like tricks.
No.
I can make a great pork patty, of course.
Well, of course.
Or I can make a lamb patty, and I call it a lamb burger.
Right.
And I can make a chicken patty. Very tasty, great. But I don't like to mix and play tricks with the grams and to buy beef and the have inside is something else.
Right. Yeah. No, you don't want to do that. I mean, you know, if you're going to call it a beef burger, you want it a beef burger.
It can be premium this way.
Exactly. And each part of the thing is that each part of the animal has a different flavor.
Yes, of course.
And so if you're talking about beef and blending different parts of the animal, then that's just going to raise the entire flavor profile of whatever.
Here at the rotisserie, I make a nice trick. I make a spit of chicken,
right?
That cover it with a lamb skin.
Oh,
like
yeah, the caul fat. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's very tasty, and the people know that the chicken is something dry or don't have the taste of the other, but the lamb gives other other level at the taste of the chicken. Of the chicken.
Oh yeah. Well,
everybody asks for it.
Well, it's like the beef you just made.
Yeah.
With the lamb. Your little Marietta little lamb.
I love lamb.
Good.
I love lamb.
Oh, I know. I can never get enough lamb. And so this restaurant, I mean, how long have you been at this restaurant, and what are some of the things that you do at this restaurant?
It's a year. It's a new restaurant. We have two kind of ways to cook meat. The parrilla, the grill, the Argentinian style grill,
right?
And the rotisserie. It's a French style rotisserie that we make chicken, duck, pork, lamb, wild boar, things like that. At the rotisserie, the rotisserie is a very nice way to grill fatty things because it melted slowly and the meat is very tastier. It's a very nice process.
And so those are the only two ways you cook meat here?
Yes.
Okay.
And of course the raw meat, tartar, beef tartar, carpaccio, and cold cuts.
Right. All
things
that.
Like that.
All those good things. Another thing,
bone marrow.
You're killing me. Oh, I love bone marrow. So tell me about your tattoos.
This is rock and roll because rock and roll means not just music, but that means a way of life, a style of thinking. It's something good because give you horizons. It's not drugs and things, and booze and things like many people know. It's about thinking, rock and roll. This tattoo, it's one of my favorite American bands, the Cramps. It's a rockabilly punk New York scene of the 80s.
Right, yeah.
And the 80s. And Stay Sick is because it's an argot phrase of the 50s and means stay awesome.
Okay.
Don't change.
Right.
Don't be an old man. Stay sick. Stay cool.
Right. That's awesome. That's great. And so if you had one thing to say to people about cooking, about being a chef, anything like that, or even about Greek food, what would you say?
For Greek food, I have to say that's a very tasty food. And the Greeks that goes to other countries many years ago to live in the United States or in Germany and things like that. Ας το θα το πω, πάμε ξανά την ερώτηση. It's bad, I don't want to say that. Maybe, I want to say that foreigners, maybe they don't have the very good idea for what Greek food is. But in the last years we have changed thing. Then the Greek food is food of the Mediterranean area, and if you treat the ingredients the right way, if you cook a little, if you put raw ingredients, and you have the aromas and the smells, and if you don't make the mess that the old generation made at the Greek food, you know.
Yes, I know.
You know. People must know Greek food because it's very nice food and very healthy. So, about cooking, the cooking is the hobby of the new generation. You have a girlfriend, you have to cook for her. You have a family, you want to make the backyard barbecue at the Saturday, the Sundays. The cooking is part of our lives.
Right.
If you don't cook and if you don't do this process, you lose things. You lose friendship. You lose, family. The family is people around the table.
Right, right.
And that's why I started first to cook, because I love this process. I love the cooking. The cooking process is not the food, just the food.
Right.
It's the whole system around it. It's the candles, it's the music, it's the plates, the laughs, the wine,
Right.
everything. It's my life.
See, and that's fantastic. And then one other thing that came to mind. Have you always only cooked in Greece, or did you cook other places? And what were some of the outside influences that you had?
That's how the influences is, for me is the new American cuisine, the new American kitchen, because the last 20 years, 25 years, many not American chefs go to America or to the United States and cook the tradition of their countries in an American way.
Yeah.
And we can say that it's a fusion. And I love the fusion of mixed things. I mixed American beef with Greek lamb.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, it was very simple. That's the idea to make this skewer. But the whole idea in my cooking is to mix things because I learned from the new American kitchen.
Okay. Got it.
I have a lot of respect on that.
On that. Okay. Fantastic. Well, Ilya, it's been a pleasure. I mean, to meet you has been
Nice to meet
fantastic.
you.
Watching you cook, and I can't wait to taste some of your food and everything. Oh,
Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
I said, call it food, and you say, put it on my plate, I eat it. So I was exposed to all kinds of food when I was growing up. This is like, right here, this is heaven on a plate. Why one way? James Elliott? Yeah. Beautiful. Fantastic.